Well, hi there, this is DBT, and alright, today we're gonna be quote-unquote reacting to Doom the Dark Ages official trailer number 1. And before I jump into it, I want to give you a little bit of context of what I know or what I knew about this game by the time this thing released. What I knew about it was basically nothing. Yeah, I was completely oblivious to the fact that there was going to be something called Doom the Dark Ages. I only found out about it like a week before, and that is because I don't know where I was browsing, and I started seeing people talking about, oh, what do you guys think Doom the Dark Ages is going to be like, and what is it, blah, 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 and I'm like, what is that? Is that another mobile game? What's happening? And then I looked into it and I saw that apparently this title, the title of the game, got leaked somewhere. Someone found this title somewhere, and that it was going to be announced in the conference. What was it? Whatever conference when this thing was announced officially. So yeah, people found the name and the speculation began, and you know, a lot of theories like, oh, is it going to be a new game? Is it going to be DLC for Doom Eternal? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? Now, the reality is that because I've been so disconnected from all things Doom for quite a while now, granted, obviously I've been playing some more Doom Eternal lately in order to record for this channel. But in terms of, hey, what's been happening, has there been any new game or they're working on anything, I knew nothing. The only thing that I remember is Hugo Martin talking, or rather people questioning Hugo Martin during his streams that he would do when Doom Eternal and the DLC was out and all of that stuff, you know, that he was doing some streams. And people would ask him like, hey, so what is going to be the new game? Hey, is there going to be a new Quake game? Hey, are you going to blah, 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 blah? And he was always very vague, but he was indeed talking a lot about, oh, no, we're still going to continue, what was the word that he used? Like, world building or something, you know, like basically creating more lore for the whole thing. And he would talk about I don't remember exactly how he worded it, but it made it sound like he was going for something sort of Lovecraftian or something. I don't quite remember. And actually that got me and a bunch of people thinking that it was going to be something Quake related, like, oh, are they going to... Slipgates. He mentioned Slipgates, by the way. Yes, I remember that. He did mention Slipgates by name like that at some point. And obviously that got people interested because that's a very Quake term in, you know, the id Software games. So it really got me excited, like, oh, is it going to be a new Quake game and blah, 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 blah. So again, jump forward to when people started talking about this whole thing of Doom the Dark Ages. I thought like, oh, maybe they did this instead of Quake. I was really hoping for a new Quake game, specifically a Quake game with the style of Quake 1 as opposed to Quake 2, Quake 4, and all of that stuff with the Strog and whatnot. But whatever, I'm going off topic. The point is that I really knew nothing, but I didn't want to get excited about anything with Doom the Dark Ages, so I just stayed in the dark until I saw this trailer, and man, I got some thoughts to give you. But alright, let's watch the whole thing at full speed. Later, we're gonna watch it at half a speed, and we're gonna do a little bit of a breakdown of what it is that we are seeing. So, let's check it out.
Before he became a hero, it was the super weapon of gods and kings. In-game footage.
Alright, so I think that's like the Sentinel City, right? What is it? Taras Nabad? Is that what it was? Whatever. Or at least it's one of those type of cities. I think that's a new location. That's like in the sky. We get the new look of the Doom Slayer. But new, you could say old look, depending how you want to look at it. Whatever. Of course, the classic super shot. Well, not. They're always iconic super shot, but we don't know exactly how this one works. Classic method of transportation for Doom Slayer: get shot into a place, and thus it begins. I gotta say, the concept of that weapon is hilarious. So we see a bunch of monsters that are very familiar, just redesigned. I guess I should say redesigned, because this would be the second redesign that they get. Oh, I like that effect. Don't worry, I'll talk more about it once we break this bit by bit. For now, let's just look at the big picture, and the big robots, and big demons, and dragons, and flying, and oh my god, they're hot! Alright. Calm down, everybody. Calm down. And some mouth-to-mouth feeding of fire. Sure, why not? All right, so And apparently this is coming to everything, Game Pass, Xbox, PlayStation, PC, so that's good. Everybody, not on the Switch though, do you notice? I guess they gave up after Doom Eternal on the Switch. I never played it on the Switch, but I do imagine it wasn't fantastic, simply because how weak the Switch is as a console. But anyway, all right. So, you can see definitely the massive shift in tone from this game, or rather from Doom Eternal to this game, which is not a bad thing. In fact, I gotta say that at least from what we're seeing here in this trailer, I do like more the grittier look of this game compared to Doom Eternal. When Doom 2016 had a very gritty look to it, then Doom Eternal went full cartoon. It seems that Doom the Dark Ages is going back to the grit, to darker, to edgier. That's what it looks like now. It remains to be seen how is it gonna, progress over time. Because, look, it says that it's coming 2025, so that is in a year from now. It could be late 2025, so that's in a year and a half from now. But it's still not a ton of time, and yet so many things can change in that period of time, because that is when the games normally go into polish mode, not the language. the polishing, that's what I should have said, right? Anyway, when they really, okay, so we need to make the UI more readable. The game, it's very difficult to see. I should put some music, right? You need to have better visibility in the game, so let's put the green lights here and there so that people know where to go, and suddenly it can start, morphing into what different things. So what we see right now is not what we're gonna be seeing at the end of the development of this thing, for better or worse. We'll see. At the end of the day, this is all subjective. Some people still like the super cartoony look of Doom Eternal, while some people like myself much preferred the look of Doom 2016. But alright, like I said, now we're going to be watching it at half the speed in order to try to break down a little bit by bit, what we're seeing on the screen over here. So let's play it and mute it, because watching a video at half speed and hearing everything, like, it's kind of annoying. Alright, so we get a bit of a view of some mountains, and man, this scene I actually liked quite a bit. Not for the burning stuff on the left side, but the ginormous pentagram on the sky. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm old school. I like pentagrams, alright? You remember good old Doom with a million pentagrams? Yes, this reads to me. Though, to be fair, Quake also used. And I'll be talking about Quake because of my theory that this was meant to be Quake originally, and then they was like, nah, let's make it Doom again. I don't know. That is obviously just a game theory, but still. So yeah, we get a look at some sort of a city, Sentinel, I suppose, or whatever it's called. Oh yeah, you can see. Oh, there's some big statue over here. Okay, I hadn't even noticed that. We get some ruins. What is that though? Here on the floor. There's a reason for them to show this particular scene. I guess just looking at scenery and all of that. We get some banner, obviously, from the Sentinels. You can see some of that language that I forgot what it's called. And yeah, I don't know too much about the lore anymore because I kind of dissociated from the lore once Doom Eternal did what Doom Eternal did. We got this other scene of something crashing into this construction, and we get some big building on this side, some fire. There's something flying over there. It's actually shooting. Is that like a skull shooting fireballs or something? I'm not sure. But okay. Another look. Okay, so here we go. Defense weapon shooting at flying stuff. Yeah, this is probably on the left side is the skull that we saw firing or whatever that is. We get some more destruction. And this... Is that like a demonic building? Or what is that? I have no idea. So yeah, we just get some views of war in some city. And then we switch to this scene, which looks different. Now, I'm not sure that we have seen anything like this. No, you know what? This actually does remind me of... I don't remember what it was called. But in Doom 2016, in the multiplayer maps, there were some areas that were precisely... Some maps that were in the middle of the air completely in this weird sort of city island floating stuff. So it reminds me a little bit of that, but I don't know that it's exactly the same. This honestly makes me think Egyptian style, but hey, there's that. So again, more war scenes, I suppose. And then we get to the reveal of the Doom Slayer, whatever it's called at this point, who knows? The Doom Guyest. We see him from the back with this. Hey, there we go. We saw him with the back with this sort of Kratos-looking cape of fur. And here's the design, the redesign of the armor. In fact, when I saw it just like this for the first time when I was watching, I'm like, oh, it's a Doom 2016 armor. No, it's not. It's not. It's a combination of Doom 2016 plus some Doom Eternal plus some new stuff, which is fine. We get a view of the shotgun, super shotgun. It doesn't seem to have a meat hook, which, you know, I imagine some people aren't gonna like, because people love the meat hook in that in Doom Eternal. Understandably, obviously. We get also a look at the shield. And there it is with the big fur. Again, showing some biceps, because that's what Doomslayer likes to do, apparently. Only not in Doom 2016, but okay. And... pick it up. There we go. Shotgun acquired. Also, you don't see any Doomblade in this one either, but he does have some chain to look like a metalhead or something. I don't know. You can also see the armor being a bit more... It seems that each iteration of the armor, they try to make it the more... detailed as possible, like a lot of little flaps like this. Like, I don't think that was necessary for the design, but hey, it looks cool, so that's all it needs to do. Look cool. And there we go. He gets shot into wherever place from that ship or whatever that was. All right, and we get our action. Oh, no. Here's a little bit of a look at the design of the helmet. So all right, and I guess also more of the design of the armor in general with the spikes and all of that. I'm telling you, man, all of this makes me think Quake. But okay, first, right ahead, we got Mancubus. These are just Mancubus, right? That's what I was saying. A lot of these monsters are just monsters that we already know, but they just have been redesigned. The Mancubus, this is the third redesign that it gets. You know, one in Doom 2016. Well, no, the second redesign, but it's the third design. We got one in Doom 2016, the one in Doom Eternal, and now we got this one. But I understand this redesign in order to make them fit more with the gothic style that is very noticeable in the game. Instead, we get some good old monster destruction when you shoot them, so that's nice. They're shooting some very slow projectiles over there. They look like fiery rocks more than anything, but okay, there we go. Then we get a switch to what I'm gonna call the skull grinder. Yeah. Before I go into the actual weapon itself, though, obviously that is the center stage of this particular scene. It's the fact that I love how they made it so that you can barely see the monsters. I don't know if that means that these monsters are still very much work in progress, or they're just insignificant. I mean, they're obviously cannon fodder, but yeah, you cannot really look at any of them with any degree of detail. I don't know if they did this on purpose, but you can see that the closer that they get, the darker they become, so you don't get to see much of the detail on them. You can see that the animations are repeating, but it's fine. But yeah, the animation on this thing is absolutely beautiful. You know, grinding the skull and making it into a bunch of shards, making me think of the Unreal Tournament gun. What was it called? Black cannon. Now, obviously, this is a different thing because this continues shooting constantly. So, to a certain extent, you could compare its fire mode to that of the Unmaker in Doom Eternal, where you can continue shooting and it doesn't shoot to one specific point. Instead, it's a spread of projectiles. So this is what this reminds me a little bit of. Still, really cool. Then we get the showcase of the fact that you can use your shield as some sort of a chainsaw, so much so that you have to do that. And here's a redesign of the good old Bony Boy, or at least that's what it looks like. I mean, he's shooting skulls, so I guess one could argue that this is more akin to the Pain Elemental because he's shooting skulls. But come on, let's look at the way that it's moving and all of that. That's obviously the new version of the Revenant. Then we got this monster, which I think is really interesting because it took me a while to understand that it's some dude on top of something else. Now I can make out exactly what it is. Let's do frame by frame. If this was not okay, if this was to load a little better. Oh, come on, YouTube! This is why I hate doing frame by frame in YouTube. It's so annoying. That's why I said, like, nah, let's do it in slow motion. So yeah, I can't tell exactly, is this some sort of an animal or what? I don't know, but yeah, there's definitely some dude on top of it shooting this vertical projectile, so that's kind of cool. Now, this weapon actually gets me curious as to what this is. Is this meant to be like a plasma rifle, or is it meant to be like a heavy cannon? Because the projectiles are really, really, really fast, and they look more like tracers. So, I don't know, is this supposed to be sort of like a hit scan weapon, or what? No idea. Here we see the guy closer. Oh, yeah. You can see it's like a bull type of thing, right? Or a demon, I guess. Head, horns, and the guy on top of it. Here's the hunchback part of the animal. And we get a bit of a glory. Well, I don't know if that counts as a glory kill, but there's that. And now we see, okay, this is really interesting. Because, yeah, we see Arachnotron boy over here. But look at this Arachnotron over here. Is this an Arachnotron? What is this? Is this just the brain of an Arachnotron? Well, the brain in the face? Is this what later becomes an Arachnotron once you put it in this suit? I don't know. I just thought that it was really curious to see that thing over there. Now, the Arachnotron now has some... Again, I don't know if these are super fast projectiles or they're actually tracers, but apparently you're supposed to defend with the shield. Now, that sounds really dumb, but this is where you can tell that there was some... Oh, there's another one over here. I didn't notice even this one. This is where you can tell that the gameplay design has changed, at least in the sense that they reintroduced something that can shoot you really, really fast. Because all of Doom Eternal was made so that there were no hit scans, so that you could dodge every shot. Which, yeah, it adds a lot of the mobility and, oh, you never have to hide. But there's always something fun, at least for me personally, in, for example, Doom 2, good old Doom 2, where you got a bunch of shotgunners and chain gunners all the way over there. They're just spamming and you have to be smart and hide and look for the best way to approach the fight as opposed to be always in your face. However, in here, it seems that they still added the hit scan or semi-hit scan, but it's still in your face because now you have the shield to protect you. So I don't know what to make of it. Does the shield break? Does it have some durability? It is unclear at this point if the shield is going to be something that you can always carry in your left hand while you use your right hand in whatever weapon that you have or that you can. Or if it's, for example, a specific case of the shield can only be used with the super shotgun and with the stake gun, which we still have to see. I don't know. That's another thing that I'm curious as to how that's gonna work. Because if the shield it's something that you can carry at all times, that makes me think that it might get a little bit too... Again, it sounds dumb, but too defensive, you know, like, oh, shoot, pull the shield, shoot, pull the shield, shoot, pull the shield, you know? I don't know. Again, I'm just speculating. I don't know just yet. But it's kind of cool to see an Arachnotron being super aggro with crazy attacks. Here we go with the Captain America. Wait a second. Is that a hook? Please tell me that's not a hook. Is it gonna have a hook? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it does have a hook. It kind of looks like a hook, doesn't it? But anyway, yeah. Over here we see the Captain America moment when he throws the shield, again, while holding the super shotgun. So at the very least, we know that super shotgun and shield is a thing. Slashing through a bunch of low-class enemies. You see unwilling type of monsters. These dudes definitely look like your standard, quote-unquote, zombie man. So, still, funny that you cannot see them with any level of detail. Is that on purpose? Is it because these designs are gonna change a lot still? They look, at the moment, at least from what we can see of these dudes, they look kind of generic to me. And I'm not saying that like, oh my god, such generic design. No, more like work in progress generic. You know, like, oh, we just haven't finished all of the details on these dudes. So, that makes sense. Look at the reveal of Doom 2016 and then compare it to the final product and you will see a lot of difference on how not big difference, but a lot of small differences that make the monster look more interesting on the final product. So that's why I'm saying that these guys, I think it's on purpose that they're not letting you see them all that well. But yeah, we get the Captain America moment, the shield comes back. You can see them, but I don't know. They do seem to have some sort of I don't know, old helmet. Then we have over here what, I don't know. The posture makes me think a little bit of an imp, but the claws on fire makes me think of an archvile. Okay, he was about to shoot, but then we get a cut into the scene. We see a lot of what seems to me like dead bodies. And again, another big area where a big fight happened or something. And I guess that was the moment of like when everybody got betrayed. Who knows? And here's the stake gun. I don't know what this is called. We get another special move. Hey, 𝐾𝐿, would you shut up? All right, Jesus Christ. I just had to fast forward a little bit the song. But anyway, we have over here this special move. Smashing against the floor and pushing all the enemies and all of that makes me think a little bit of a mechanic similar to that of the hammer. Not saying that it's the exact same thing, but you know, with that idea of one particular move maybe with limited charge in which you get to have a breather from whatever is happening around you. So that's all right. That kind of makes sense. We have over here a better look at whatever this is. Again, I do believe that this is an imp. Or with a green projectile. Is it a Vortigaunt? It's a Vortig. Okay, I don't know, whatever. Looks very, very tall. So, given the toes and everything, I do believe that this is an imp, a spiky imp. made to look a bit more menacing than the skinny imps that we got in the previous 2 games. So, alright, again, redesigns, but this one is not only just visual, but also, I mean, not adding more or less spikes, it's actually changing the whole shape of the monster to what it seems to be a slower, more fumbling individual. But hey, and that's the part that I love. You shoot this thing, it's some sort of a stake, very painkiller-like, and you get the monster stuck over there. You can see him ragdolling around. Let me rewind a tiny bit. Because once we see this, we see a Hell Knight looking like a good old Hell Knight, maybe slightly different colors, a bit more pale in color, going for a ground attack. Now, it's curious that they have this green energy. We saw that the Vortigern Imp also has green attack, so I wonder if that is... I don't know. Why is it the attack's green now? Just for a visual choice, or is it like, oh, these are special type? I don't know, whatever. And apparently you can parry some sort of parry. I don't know. You use the shield, though. It looked like this guy did the attack first, but whatever. It got parried by this and actually stunned them. And man, I like this a lot. I like it so much more than what Doom Eternal did with the little almost birdies flying around the head, like, you know, like a cartoon. So that's what I was saying. This looks much more gothic, dark, gritty than Doom Eternal, which I appreciate because that is the style, the visual style that I like more. So yeah, look at this guy all staked to the wall over there. So yeah, there's the counter and then shut down. Oh, look at that. They have some spines on the back now. Cool. What is that over there? I'm not sure. And he did another shield move. Oh, okay. That is the... Okay, so it was 2 dudes plus this the big one. Just want to see if there's a moment to have a look at the little dudes. No, it's still too blurry, but oh well. So it's some sort of forward dash. You can use the shield to defend, to parry. Okay, you can use the shield to defend straight up from attacks, like the one we saw with the Arachnotron. You can use it to parry, like we saw with the Hell Knight. Now you can use it offensively and dash forward and apparently kill small monsters and probably like stagger, or not stagger, what's the word that they use for Doom Eternal? I don't know, whatever it is. Put them in their pain state. And here we go with a big monster, but now the Doomslayer comes up with a melee weapon for some reason. So melee attacks now? Who knows? Now the design of this big dude is kind of cool, kind of very demonish, but also a little bit of tech over here and there. You see with the mech, and I just hate so much blur. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's a good view of it. Mech looking hand with a big sword, demon looking with a shield and all of that. This actually makes me think like it's the Marauder level of monster for this game, you know? Though over here you can see that get kind of rid of him quickly. Then we get into the mech stuff. You get into a mech, you get to drive a mech, and you fight against some big... What were these things called? The Titans? Whatever it was. Yeah, I think it was the Titans. Now, I'm gonna say, I don't know. Obviously, I don't work for id Software, so I have no idea. But I wouldn't necessarily get super excited about this just yet, because this to me looks more like a cutscene than an actual thing you're going to be doing. So I'm not sure that we should be getting super excited about, oh, we're gonna be able to fist fight these dudes and whatnot. I mean, maybe it will be possible, and then I'll be like, oh man, that's cool. But honestly, I'm just kind of half guessing that it's gonna be more cinematic or quick time events at most type of situation. But hey, I'll be happy to be proven wrong. Then we get a view to the dragon that doesn't have an eye, apparently. And then you drive the dragon with some argent wings, I guess. And now you're flying. Again, I do imagine that this is gonna be more about gameplay than quick time events, like I was just saying earlier. So this is cool. You can see that it's a whole level set up to be flying around and dodging the projectiles by the turrets and whatnot. Interesting, but I would imagine this is not something that we're gonna be seeing very often in the game. Again, I imagine it's gonna be like, oh, you get to do this for a third of one level and then continue doing the shooting, which makes sense. The game is a shooting game after all. But it's still cool. I'm not gonna lie. I just like the idea of flying around and like, oh yeah. And we get the Doom the Dark Ages splash screen and the bird feeding mouth-to-mouth fire from dragon to demon or whatever it is. I'm gonna say it's just kind of funny that this big demon is not doing anything. He's just like standing there like, yeah, sure, feed me. So overall, again, I think it's an interesting path that they're going for, at least from what we can see right now, with the different style of well, yeah, different ambient type of style with the whole thing. Like I said, it looks darker, it looks grittier, it looks more medieval, yes. I don't know, I think it's interesting. Am I super excited about this? No, but I'm definitely very curious to see what they're gonna do. Because look, I may have some my own problems and issues and things that I don't like about Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, but it's undeniable that those are games that I absolutely love. The fact that I have like 500 hours logged into Doom Eternal should tell you that I've enjoyed the game quite a bit. So overall, I'm excited to see what they do with the formula. Because while some aspects of the combat in Doom Eternal in particular I didn't like, I still see why people like it. So I'm not gonna say that they're objectively bad. So if they already kind of innovated from the style of Doom 3 to Doom 2016, and then they took some step forwards in Doom Eternal, or step sideways if you wish. If you're not willing to say, oh, it was an improvement, let's just say that it was some step sideways and doing something a little bit different. Over here, it seems that they went even more sideways to do something else. Again, the addition of the shield is what worries me a little bit, because it's gonna make it too much into combo, like, hey, pull shield, pull weapon, pull shield, pull weapon type of situation. But at the same time, I'm not close to the idea that may still be very fun. And I just keep on thinking that the visual style of the whole thing, not the demon design per se, but you know, the colors, the grittiness and all of that, I still think that this could have been Quake. And maybe long time ago this was Quake. I've no idea. But listen, if we're never going to get again a Quake like Quake 1 in terms of the style and everything, hey, if Doom, the Dark Ages goes a little bit into that side, I'm okay with that. I would still prefer Quake, to be completely honest, but hey, it is what it is. We get what we get. This particular scene is just like, oh man, it looks so cool. I really like how bleak that place looks. This definitely looks very Doom Eternal-ish with this more Doom 2016, I would say, but still. Overall, I'm hyped about this thing. I'm not unbelievably hyped to go, oh my god, I can't wait! And I'm open to see what it is that they're gonna bring to the table. I wanna go at it with an open mind, because my error in previous Doom games was expecting something in particular instead of letting the developers present what it is that they wanted. Once you come at it with the open mind and you just take it for what it is as opposed to what you personally think that it should have been, you have a better opportunity at enjoying the game. And like I said, I'm guilty myself of getting disappointed through my own expectations. So I'm trying to take it this time in a different way, you know, to be hopefully positively surprised. Now, I will stay vigilant for whenever there's more information coming out about this. If you like this video, hit the like button. Tell me in the comments what you think, both about what you've seen in the trailers, what I missed, and also what you think about the things that I said. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? I'm really curious to hear you out. But that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.